second baseman for the Trinity softball team.
Hi, I'm Emma Funk, a junior middle blocker for the Trinity volleyball team.
Hi, I'm Tyler Peavy, a graduate senior on the Trinity men's basketball team.
Hi, I'm Neil Verwillow, a senior left back on the Trinity men's soccer team.
Hi, I'm Brian Cardone, a senior right-handed pitcher and utility infielder for the Trinity baseball team.
Hi, I'm Madison Horner, a junior midfielder for the Trinity women's soccer team.
Hi, I'm Caroline.
Hi, I'm Mabel.
I'm Shamsi.
And I'm Casey, and we're part of the Trinity swim and dive team.
Hey, I'm Annie Wise.
I'm Julia Ackerman.
And I'm Jordan Rudd.
And we are members of the Trinity University women's basketball program.
Hi, I'm Wilson Hamilton, a senior captain for the Trinity men's tennis team.
I'm Christian Settles, junior captain for the men's tennis team.
Hi, I'm Mary Captain.
I'm Amy Wise.
I'm Zoe Captain.
And I'm Megan Flores. And we are members of the Trinity University women's tennis program.
Hi, I'm Trinity Lemons, a senior sprinter and jumper for the Trinity track and field team. I'm super excited to share with you an important event that we're promoting. It's called the Trinity Buddies United as One fundraiser.
All of our Tiger sports teams are competing on the court or in the field this spring, but we're also competing to see which team can raise the most money for disadvantaged families in the surrounding school district.
We'd love your support in trying to reach our goal of $11,000. So you can check out our social media for ways to donate, including this Venmo.
You can also buy exclusive Trinity Buddy bracelets for $5 as a part of the fundraiser. Make sure when you Venmo to add what color you want and which team it's going towards. Thank you so much for your support.
Go Tigers!
Thank you for your support.
Go to you!
Go Tigers!
Thank you for your support and go Tigers.
Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you so much for your support. Go Tigers.
Well, good afternoon and welcome back to San Antonio, Texas. And today's matchup, we are in the SCAC Women's Basketball Championships, first round here. The 8th seed Southwestern Pirates and the number 1 seed Trinity University Tigers. And we are just about ready for tip-off and joined by Brian Yanselson. And Brian, what do you have to tell you about Southwestern?
Thanks, Josh. Yeah, Southwestern is 2-6 on the year. They have struggled as of late, but they have lost 3 games by less than 4 points, so they've been competitive in every game so far.
And they have taken the tip here as we are underway right at 5 o'clock. Our countdown timer just a little bit fast, and trying to get an early jumper off for the Pirates was Reese Sandercock, and she's blocked by Haley Coleman, who's left unguarded, coming back down, trailing the play, finds herself wide open on the low block and gets the layup. The Tigers are up 2.
Coleman coming off her SCAC Women's Basketball Player of the Week award, picking up right where she left off.
And we'll get a good look at that. Just trailing the play. Sandercock loses position of her defender, and Coleman with the game's first 2. And just like that, all across the SCAC nation, underway here now for women's basketball. Home seeds, or the high seeds, are hosting the games, and that's a 3-pointer by Emily Daniel. And the Tigers are up 5-0 early on. It's going to be Toro, Fullenwider, Pratt, Sandercock, and Edwards for the Pirates. And then the usual starting lineup here for Trinity of Rudd, Coleman, Milton, Ackerman, and Daniel. And just a minute and 15 seconds into this one so far. Trinity 2 for 2 shooting. And possession once again. Into the paint area now for Coleman. She misses off the back end. Rebound for Sandercock and gets the outlet feed, but Southwestern is going to be called for a travel, and they will turn it over.
Second traveling violation already by the Pirates, so Tigers putting good pressure on defense.
A quick 3 turnovers now by the Pirates. The Emily Daniel 3-pointer was a possession off turnover, and she shoots again off of 3. That one won't fall. Tigers now down 2 of 4 shooting, but they get the offensive board. Tapped around by Milton over to Daniel, and they get it inside to Coleman. Now they're going to work it back outside on the perimeter. 11, now 10, 9 on the shot clock. Ball movement good. Daniel wide open for 3, but we're going to get a 3-second violation, and that will take the 3 off the board. high intensity here for Trinity women's basketball. They're going to go to the full court press early on. Pratt at the top of the key. She gives way now for Edwards. And back to Pratt. 10 on the shot clock. Southwestern really struggling to get their offensive moving. And it's going to be an offensive foul on an illegal screen by Sander Cock, I believe. No, excuse me. That is going to be on Fullenwider. That'll be her first.
And you mentioned the Pirates struggling offensively. They've averaged just 59.8 points per game this year, and they're shooting just 32.6% from the three-point line as well. So it's been a season-long story.
That one deflected out. Yeah, 2-6 on the season, but as you mentioned, a couple of close ones for the Pirates. So you can say what you will about a 1 versus 8 seed and then look at the numbers and say on paper this should be a gimme, but Southwestern still hanging tough now, trying to get Coleman defended, and they are not going to do a very good job there as she's going to get the and one. She's got 4 points on the day, and she's going to the line for her first free throw.
Yeah, you can tell Coleman's been the focal point of the offense so far, and she's coming off a 20-point performance and her third career double-double.
Knocks down the free throw. Tigers up 8-0 now. It was an early Coleman layup. A three-pointer by Emily Daniel, and then now the three-point play here from Coleman. She's got 5. And the shot clock did not start on time, so they're going to run 2 more seconds off. Down to 26, and it will be a re-inbound play here for the Pirates. Still need to bring the ball across. They do. Trinity has forced multiple 10-second violations this year. Pratt's mid-range jumper can't get the bounce. And that'll be rebounded by Coleman. It's just a second field goal attempt of the day for Southwestern. They've turned it over 4 times. Daniel on the inside can't get the mid-range jumper in the paint to fall. That's going to leave it bounced around to Milton. She tries a 3, no good. Coleman with the board. Inside, Milton a foot inside the free throw line, knocks it down. It's 10-0 Tigers, and that's going to prompt a timeout here from Southwestern. And 6:32, they won't even wait for the media timeout. They need a change, and they need a change in a hurry. 10-0 Tigers. We'll take a quick timeout and be right back on the Tiger Network. You're watching the SCAC 2021 Women's Basketball Championships. Trinity shooting 50%, 4 of 8, 1 of 3 from downtown. And you see out rebounding 5-1, but as I mentioned, just the 2 field goals for Southwestern. And they're going to have to do something offensively. They need to start taking more shots and get into an offensive rhythm here. Already down 10, just 3.5 minutes into the contest.
Yeah, and you see the Tigers are not letting up at all, still with that full court press. Don't want to give anything easy to Southwestern.
Fullenwider, and I believe that's Edwards, top of the key. Pratt is going to drive baseline, pull up jumper, nice looking shot, but hits it too long. Rebound by Milton. Now 0 for 3 for Southwestern, but that was a very good offensive sequence, and the feed in for Coleman. is going to be off of her hands, out of bounds to the Pirates. I think that last possession, exactly what Southwestern needs to do. Try to, if nothing else, get some isolation for Pratt's. Has a good-looking shot. We've got 2 of the top 5 scorers in the SCAC. Have to find something in rhythm here for them and do it quickly. That one down to the ground, Daniel and Pratt's, and it's going to be a jump ball situation. And Emily Daniel forcing the change of possession arrow as it will stay with the Pirates.
I think some of what we're seeing, Josh, is that the Pirates have not played since February 6th. It's been a full month since their last game, with a couple of postponements against Dallas and Trinity right here. They didn't get to play the Tigers in the regular season, so a little bit rusty so far.
So Edwards with a long 3, no good. Rudd now feeding Coleman. She'll knock it down. She has 7, the lead 12. And yeah, it's just so hard to put like the amount of importance it is just to be in game-ready shape. I mean, you can practice as much as you want, but playing games and having practice are 2 totally different things, and just a huge disadvantage for Southwestern not having played, as you said, an entire calendar month.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's something teams around the country have dealt with this year with COVID-19, of course, just throwing all sorts of schedules out of whack.
Another missed shot here for the Pirates. 0 for 5 on the day. That one stripped away by Edwards. It was Milton trying to drive past, and quick hands of Edwards, but and saved down the sideline there by Fullenwider, but now it's turned over back to Trinity. They've got 3-on-2 run if they want it. It's going to be Jordan Rudd, pull-up jumper no good. Coleman fights for the board, gets a hand in it. That's going to leave way for Milton. Her jumper no good. Rebound now by Edwards. Her first of the game. And slowing it down, and I think you kind of want to see this here. Southwestern already down 12, but the rhythm of this game has been fast-paced and to the advantage of the Tigers. And a long 3 by Fullenwider. That's no good. Rebound should go to Southwestern. Yeah, it was last touch by Daniel, and then she let it go. 0 of 6 shooting for the Pirates. 5 of 11 for Trinity now, 45%. And as we've seen all year, we get to the under 5 break, and Coach Cameron Hill putting in a line change of sorts. Jordan Rudd will stay out, but we'll have a different 4 with her. We'll get to those changes here in a second. Carney is checked in along with Lewis for the Pirates. Henry, Hale, Shipley, and Simmons for the Tigers on that last substitution. They will not take a media timeout since Southwestern took a timeout earlier in the game. Inside for Shipley. She's going to be tied up, and this will stay Trinity ball. Nice job from Carney to get her hands in there. 20 on the shot clock for the Tigers. And that one turned over. Now Pirates with the ball midcourt. Can settle into an offensive possession. Sent over to Lewis, feed the low block. Carney up off the glass, no good. Simmons fights for the board, and a foul by Carney. That'll be her first.
And that fight for the rebound shows another thing is the Tigers on offense have 4 offensive rebounds, so they're getting second and third opportunities. The Pirates have just 1, so they're not only missing their shots, but they're not getting extra opportunities on the offensive glass.
Foul on Carney, now back-to-back here for her. She'll have 2 fouls, and she'll send Shipley to the line. And the sophomore transfer from Amherst looking for her first points. Coming in off the bench just a few minutes ago. The first one missed, and now we'll do the second one. This is a pair. The rebound to Simmons, and trying to find any Wise underneath. Would have been wide open on the low block, but just couldn't make the connection. That'll be out of bounds to Southwestern.
You know, all things considering, Southwestern's yet to score, but Trinity has not capitalized exactly on this opportunity. They have 5 turnovers, so they could be up by a lot more already. We'll have to see if it comes back to haunt them.
Yeah, Trinity not scoring like they did a week ago against Schreiner. They put up 20 plus in both first quarters on Friday and Saturday. As that one's deflected out by Simmons, it'll stay Southwestern ball. But on the flip side of things, as you mentioned, they've held Southwestern without a basket, and that's impressive considering that Fullenwider leads the conference in scoring at 17.5, and Pratt's is 4th at 13.9. And there's going to be the first basket of the day for Southwestern, and taking the feed in and finding her way through the defender with Sandercock. That makes it 12-2. Kick out. Sam Henry from the baseline corner, no good. Anyways, rebound while on the floor, gives up to Simmons. Back over to Henry, who's going to drive through. It's going to be strong off the glass. Simmons with another board. She's fouled going up. She'll go to the line to shoot 2.
There's another offensive rebound. That's 7 now for Trinity.
Yeah, you mentioned Trinity not exactly capitalizing on things, but I think also Southwestern did a great job, as we mentioned. A couple of possessions back, they started slowing it down. They got across half court, and they just started walking the ball slowly across. And I think that has kind of taken a lot of the momentum that Trinity had, kind of shoved it away. And Trinity just not able to capitalize at the foul line now, just 1 for 4. Or excuse me, they're 2 for 5 now total at the line. It's been a very interesting first quarter here. It's a game that felt like Trinity could have just run away with this. And at the same time, Southwestern, I think, for all the struggles that they had after not playing for a month, probably feel like they've done a decent job stopping the bleeding here. And now if they can just start to make some progress offensively, they could be right back in this in just 2 or 3 possessions.
Yeah, and it could have been easy to get discouraged not seeing the ball go in the basket so much and so early, but they're right in this game if they can get some shots going. Sometimes all it takes is 1, so we'll see if they can build a couple shots and put them consecutively in the basket.
No over and back as it was deflected, but stolen by Simmons. Pulls up from right in front of the free throw line, knocks it down, 15-2 Tigers. And it's possessions like that the Southwestern has to eliminate, not turn the ball over, and they've got an opportunity. Sam Henry racing back on defense will deflect that one out of bounds and get the congratulations from her teammates. And it'll be Southwestern throwing it in from underneath.
Yeah, and you see, like, even on a made basket right there, the Tigers get right back on defense, and in that full court press, they're just not making anything easy. Another steal right there.
And continuing to hold 2 of the top 4 scorers in the conference without points. That one's off the mark. But getting the board, putting it back in is going to be Hale. She's got her first bucket. Yeah, the relentless press here from Trinity after a made basket, and that's going to force the 8th Pirate turnover of the first half. They've got almost 1 per minute. Jacek, Roberts, Fullenwider, Pratt, and Sandercock now out on the floor for the Pirates. Henry, Wise, Hale, Shipley, and Simmons for the final minute here in the first quarter. Inside for Simmons. Good box out by her. She put Fullenwider on her backside and nothing she could do defensively. It's going to be an easy basket for Simmons. Now with 5 points on 2 of 2 shooting, 1 of 2 at the line. And a great transition piece there from Southwestern finding Sandercock. She's got 4. She's got all 4 of Southwestern's points. Tigers will hold for the final shot of the period. Henry now dishes out to Simmons. Free throw line extended, no good. Rebound for Edwards. Stolen by Henry, but time will run out as that ball goes out of bounds. And that will do it for the first quarter, and it has been all Trinity. 8 of 18 shooting, just 2 of 10 for the Pirates. 19-4 is our score. We'll take a few moments. Be back here for the second quarter in just a bit. Start of the second quarter, and Trinity's going to put their starting 5 back out to the court. Ackerman, Rudd, Coleman, Milton, and Daniel. And we'll await Southwestern's entry. And slight modification here for the Pirates, so we'll give that a moment. Actually, I think it'll be the same starting 5. Yeah, Edwards, Toro, Sandercock, Fullenwider, and Prats for the Pirates. So same starting 5 both ways. Daniel, kick out for Ackerman. Now back to Daniel. She'll step inside the arc. That's off the mark. And stolen by Rudd. And she'll find the and one, scooping it from down low up high off the glass and getting it to fall after a couple of bounces. Jordan Rudd making that play happen with the defense turning into offense, getting the steal. And it doesn't get much better than that if you're a Tiger fan.
It's been quite the year for Rudd. Known more for her assist. This year she's averaging 9.2 points per game. And right there showing a little bit of offense on her own.
Now we mentioned another steal by Daniel. And we'll get hopefully to what we're going to talk about at some point as Rudd banks it in off the glass. An unconventional layup, more of a pull-up layup from about 8 feet away. I was going to say, like, Trinity's got quite a few scorers who are averaging 8 to 10 points a game, but not quite factoring in that top 10 discussion in the conference. And look at Sandercock again. She's got all 6. 3 of 4 shooting now for Sandercock. And she's been the offense here for Southwestern. But it's a much more balanced attack here for the Tigers, where almost all the scorers get into near double figures on a consistent basis. As Coleman scoops it in, she's got 9. And that puts her 2 ahead of Rudd. Or excuse me, 4 ahead of Rudd as they correct the scoring. Rudd has 5. Coleman's now got 9. Inside, Coleman now kicks it back out. They'll reset. But I was also going to say, Cameron Hill, as that one's thrown away, the laser from Julia Ackerman, too much to handle for Emily Daniel. Coach Cameron Hill also playing his starters for about 5 minutes every quarter, and unless the game is in contention, he keeps them on the bench. So Trinity starters putting up the numbers that they do, usually in about half a game's time.
Yeah, and it allows them to come in fresh when they are needed and in the big moments of the game. So paying off so far for Coach Hill. Tigers have won 5 straight games after a close loss earlier in the year.
Yeah, back-to-back to Colorado, 2 games that they probably felt like they could have won, but as I was mentioning, those are games where the starters played the majority of the time and Trinity lost win going down to the final minutes. They had the lead in the fourth quarter, couldn't hold it, And Coleman's layup after a tremendous block on the other end, saved by Rudd. The offense turns into points. Coleman's now got 11. That's going to prompt another timeout here from Southwestern. 7:53 to go. You see Trinity back up to 50% shooting. They've got the 22-point lead. And not to put you on the spot here, Brian, but at this point, if you're Southwestern, what do you try to focus on?
Well, you have to absolutely limit your turnovers, and you have to get rebounds on the defensive glass. I mean, you see the Tigers have 9 offensive rebounds, and they've forced 11 turnovers, and you can see that reflected in the field goal percentage. The Tigers have taken 24 shots. Pirates have only taken 12. You are not going to win a game when the opponent is shooting double the amount of shots that you are. So they've just got to keep the ball on their side and start putting some shots up.
Yeah, I think to that point, too, you talked about not only double the shots, but because of those turnovers, they're getting shots right there in the middle of the paint. I mean, it's been mostly layups.
Yeah, they're not having to work very hard. They're working hard on defense, the Tigers are, and then that results in some easy offense on their end.
And so Southwestern having talked it over, and they're hopeful to have made some changes here. They're going to send out Atkinson in. Trying to see if I can see who she subbed for, but Atkinson is in, and first time today, so we'll see if that's she played 2 minutes earlier, so see if that's a change that will help Southwestern, and so far, no, another turnover. Up ahead for Milton off her fingertips, and Trinity's going to be giving that one right back. So Southwestern fortunate. They just exchanged possessions.
And as we've talked about, the Tigers aren't shooting spectacularly well, and they've got 7 turnovers of their own, but they're just being so relentless on their defense that they're able to not make as many shots. But since they're shooting so many, they're just dominating Southwestern right now.
Atkinson missed, was able to get the bounced around rebound. And then another failed field goal here for Southwestern. Tigers will get the board. Now Ackerman wide open for 3, knocks it down. 25-point lead for Trinity. And it's right there. I mean, I think it's just, even if it's just the presence of the defense and what they've done, maybe wearing down Southwestern. Talked about game shape earlier. Just a pass that floats out of bounds from the inbound.
Yeah, it just could not be a good feeling to turn around at every moment and see a Tiger defender right on top of you. There's just no free moment, no space.
Rudd cuts into the lane, kicks it out for Daniel. She hesitates for a while, decides to put up the 3. That one's off the line. And a foul on Trinity. I could be mistaken. Is that the first team foul against Trinity in the game? Maybe the second. There have not been, second foul against Trinity. First against Milton. They just have not been called. Are they going to call another? No. They're going to have Milton take off a wristband of some sort. Take you around the SCAC scoreboard here in just a few moments, but I can tell you one game that's already been declared, one team advancing. Texas Lutheran, the 3 seed, and St. Thomas, the 6 seed, both teams having issues related to COVID. And under the guidelines, as Pratz will knock down her first field goal of the day, and she is finally on the board. But under the SCAC guidelines as to how they're going to mandate who goes ahead if you can't play a game this weekend, Texas Lutheran advances over St. Thomas. So the Celt season over, and TLU moving on to the second round. And another foul against Trinity.
And that game you're talking about not affecting Trinity just yet, because the winner of this game will play the winner of Austin College and Schreiner.
That one coming up later this week. Coleman back to Milton. Milton off the glass, no good. Rebound for Coleman. She throws it away, hoping that a teammate was going to be there. I think she was probably feeling that she was going to travel one way or the other. Floated out there, see if somebody could grab it. Not the case, so turnover for the Tigers. For those of you maybe waiting for the men's game today, you will have to wait till Sunday. And even then, we don't know if we will have a game Sunday. Trinity men's basketball team also going through some COVID protocols. Schreiner wanting to play the game, saying let's wait and see if you're cleared out for Sunday. So that was deflected out. So see if the tests come back in good shape for Trinity. And if not, then Schreiner on the men's side will advance after getting beat in back-to-back games last week by the Tigers. Trying to play them 3 games in a row here on Calgary Gymnasium floor. They might not get to play that 3rd game, and they might get the advancement anyway.
Yeah, no, I hope that automatic advancement doesn't happen, because it's really exciting to see both the men's and women's teams for Trinity ranked as the 1st seed in the SCAC tournament. This is the first time since the 2012-2013 season that both teams are ranked #1. So hopefully we'll get to see the men play this weekend and beyond.
And if we do, that game's set for a 5 o'clock tip-off on Sunday, and Trinity fans that are interested in that one, go to TrinityTigers.com or SCACsports.com. You can find information as to whether or not the game's being played. You can follow the SCAC on Twitter, and that's probably a good source for information. Seems to be where we're getting some of the latest news breaking from the headquarters out in Georgia. There's a crew there doing a great job of keeping everybody updated in these uncertain times. And Simmons trying to bat the ball around for the Tigers is going to get called for the foul. And it will be Southwestern ball, as we have gone under 5 here in the 2nd quarter. So a 31-8 lead for the Tigers.
Tigers offense has gone a little quiet. They're 0 for their last 5. Haven't scored in 2.5 minutes. But they're still playing that relentless defense that's allowing them to maintain their lead.
Yeah, 5 turnovers by Southwestern in the last 5 minutes. And that'll pretty much erase, anything that, Trinity's scoring drought of the last 2:31 just offset by the fact that Southwestern themselves just can't do anything offensively.
Yeah, turnover a minute is not a good ratio, not one you want to have. And they're averaging 15 turnovers as a team this year, so they're already at that mark just in the 2nd quarter.
17-2 points off of turnovers advantage to Trinity. Pratt down low to Edwards. They feed inside for Turo, and that's going to be another foul on Simmons. That'll be her 2nd. We'll send Aaron Toro to the line the first time tonight. First free throws of the game for Southwestern. They knock it down the first. Tigers, meanwhile, 3 of 6. We haven't seen a lot of fouls called. They've seen more probably in the last 3 minutes than we have the previous 13.
Yeah, the game got off to a frenzied pace, but it's definitely slowed down in this quarter on both sides.
Aaron Toro knocks down a pair from the line. And Jordan Rudd just doing what she wants down in the paint. Easy layup for her. She's 3 of 7 shooting for 7 points. Toro can't get that one to fall. And the foul is going to be called against Roberts over the back of Simmons. Just not able to keep pace step for step with Jordan Rudd. And not sure there's a lot of people in the gymnasium right now that can.
And unfortunately, there are not a lot of people in the gymnasium. Of course, no fans allowed at any SCAC games this year, at any sport, and we certainly miss seeing fans out here at CalGuard Gym.
It's been almost a full year since we last had fans in the gym. Full year tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I was thinking all along in preparation for this game that just a year ago, the women's team was hosting University of Texas Dallas in the Ncaa tournament, and this gym was packed. The student section was filled. It was super loud in this gym, and it was exactly what you want at a D3 sporting event, but now it is a lot different, of course. Just a couple days after that game against Dallas, the Ncaa had to cancel their tournament, and here we are a year later in the SCAC tournament with no fans in a very quiet gym.
Jacek enters for Southwestern. Yeah, the season this year been a little too quiet in the gym. There are times when you can hear probably way too much silence. You can hear maybe way too much of the coaches talking to the players. Which is definitely a weird feeling that we hope that by the time we get to the regular season again in November, that we are not going through the same things. That one is almost turned over again. Loose ball picked up by Edwards. She races down. Ready by Emily Nelson. Trying to figure out from the corner being double teamed, and her only solution was to throw it right into the way of Kelly Simmons, who gets the steal. Putnam's going to knock down the three. And Addison Putnam, who had checked in moments ago, with her first shot and first make of the day.
But you know, Josh, as unfortunate as it is to not have fans in the stands, it is nice to hear the teams cheer each other on, and you can hear the support, and they really have to create their own energy. So just right there on that three by Putnam, you could hear the Tigers bench go crazy.
Putnam snuck in, couldn't get the layup, but was able to get her own board. Kicks it back out, and Tigers will reset. Now 10 on the shot clock. Inside for Shipley. Her layup off the glass, no good. But she gets right back on defense, deflects the pass. Tigers are in possession once again.
Even on a missed shot, the Tigers double team defensively and get the ball right back.
And a foul on Toro down low. That's the only thing I can say is she wasn't set, because I thought she was definitely outside the restricted area. And Shipley is going to draw the blocking foul, and she'll go to the line to shoot too. And once again, 0 for 3 now from the stripe. Tigers just 2 of their last 10. And now they'll add a free throw during that stretch. It's a 6-0 run over the last 2 minutes, but and that's just mostly because it's been 2 minutes since Southwestern really had an offensive possession. Breaking of the press and getting it to fall down for her 4th point will be Pratt's. Now 2 of 6 shooting for Noelle Pratt's. Shipley onto the inside. She'll get the and one. This foul will come against Roberts. And back to the line will be Maggie Shipley. Great cut. And excellent job getting to her spot. Those are the plays that just kind of have to happen in complete fluid motion. And it's going to be another turnover. So Nelson tracks it down. And a quick 3-second call on Nelson. And Cameron Hill's like, there are only 4 seconds coming off the clock anyway. How can you call 3 seconds? And 1:43 left to go in the half. I don't think we're going to get clear answers at this point. Southwestern getting a good look at a jumper. Pratt's unable to knock it down, but Trinity will gift possession back as they throw it away.
Josh, earlier you were talking about Coach Hill wanting to rotate his team around and make sure everybody gets minutes. The last game against Schreiner, 19 Tigers saw action in the game, and so far today, already 13 have come on the court.
Yeah, and those are impressive numbers for a couple of reasons. I mean, one, you've got 19 players on your team seeing action in a game, but you already got 13 seeing court time here, and still have a minute 22 left in the half. I mean, it's a large roster here for Coach Hill, but everybody gets an opportunity.
Yeah, and especially with this being a postseason game, that gives everyone on your roster that postseason experience. And as the tournament continues, and if the Tigers advance, those can be valuable minutes as the games get close.
Pratt, Lewis, Mayfield, Sinnercock, and Edwards on the court now for Southwestern. It's Nelson, Putnam, Leong, Shipley, and Simmons for the Tigers. Three put up, rolls out. That was Lewis for Southwestern. Now Shipley with the Euro step. She's going to get fouled. An assistant in the booth wants to call the travel. It'll be Shipley back to the line.
I guess the foul came before the travel.
They have made the change in rules this year, and maybe they're going to call a travel anyway. They're going to look at it on review. So the crew back in the room, if they'll rewind that one back, get the officials set up for that one. They'll take a look at it. And we're going to take a quick break so they can communicate with the floor, and be right back in just a bit. Great job, our replay crew. Chong doing a magnificent job as usual. Showing that the foul was on Mayfield. Will be her first. I was going to say that the rule that they changed was that you can now gather your feet when you receive the pass. So like years past, there were a lot of travels called when you caught a ball in transition and tried to catch and shoot. And so now they allow you to gather your feet. So that has really turned the travels down quite a bit over the last year. And it's another steal. Leong, pass inside for Shipley. She'll get the layup. And she knocked down one of her free throws. She's got her second field goal. She's up to 7 points. And now a foul called on Putnam. It's 21 turnovers to 12. And it's 23-2 on points off of turnovers now. They foul on Putnam. We'll send Prats to the line, and she's unable to knock down her first. And the Pirates were 2 of 2 from the line. That's their first miss. But 1 of 2 for Prats. She now has 5 points. Simmons, top of the key. Throw back over to Nelson. Inside to Shipley. She's going to work down low block, put it up. The and one. She's got 9, has an opportunity to get into double digits at the line, where she is 3 of 7 so far today.
Yeah, Shipley now just behind Coleman, who has 11 points. Shipley right here looking for her 10th point, and she gets it. So second Tiger in double digits, providing some valuable minutes here in the second quarter.
Pirates will now give up for Pratt. Sees a double team, dribbles away from it, dribbles through the triple team, and then her pass is deflected by Simmons. There are just Tiger defenders everywhere.
Yeah, and right there the Pirates beat the full court press. They finally get on their side of the court, but it's hard to complete it all the way through and get a good possession.
Pratt's mid-range jumper, front rim no good. Rebound for Simmons, and that'll do it for the half, and for Simmons, her 6th board of the first half. And that'll take us to the break, and you see the score. You see how it's been played, and it's really no surprise, but 46-13. We'll take 15 minutes and be back, and watching the first round of the SCAC Women's Basketball Championships here on Tiger Network. Welcome back. Start of the second half here in San Antonio. Leading the way for the Tigers, Haley Coleman, 5 of 6 shooting, 11 points. Maggie Shipley, 3 of 4 shooting, 10 points. 7 points for Jordan Rudd, and 5 for Simmons off the bench. And for the Pirates, mostly it's been Sander Pratt. They've got 6 and 5. Toro added 2 from the free throw line, and they're going to look for some offense here in the second half. And two teams are just about ready to get going once again. 46-13, our score at the break. And it'll be Pratt's to inbound here for the Pirates. We are underway, third quarter action. And Pratt's fighting her way inside, but coming up a little too hard off her shot. Rebound for Emily Daniel. Tigers will push back down, going the other way. Inside now for Coleman. Kick out for Daniel. Shot clock down to 15. Inside low block. Haley Coleman has 13.
Yeah, Coleman was the go-to as this game began, but she didn't play that much in the second quarter, and she didn't really need to, but now she's back in the third quarter. Another turnover for the Pirates right there. That's number 22.
Yeah, averaging more than 1 per minute, and that's just going to be a very difficult challenge. And Coleman now with 15 by herself. And Ackerman reaching in will draw the foul.
Coleman must have noticed that Maggie Shipley was catching up to her on the point leaderboard in the first half, so she decided to get a couple of buckets real quick, make sure she can't get caught.
Yeah, Shipley, I think, putting together about 7 points there in the final minute 30, bringing up her total into double figures. Pratt's with a nice run and has that one go off of her leg after it was stripped away. And she didn't think that it touched her before it went out of bounds, but it will be Trinity ball. Good news for Southwestern on the volleyball front. They take a match over Schreiner, their first match of the year, and they are 1-0 as they win 3-1. And now Pratt with the travel, so she'll turn that over.
Speaking of volleyball, Josh, there's a big matchup going on up in Colorado. The number 1 ranked Trinity Tigers are facing the number 4 Colorado College Tigers, and the Colorado College Tigers took the first set, and they're up 21-17 in the second set. So big matchup going on up there.
Should be a fun one. I guarantee the Tigers will pull it out in the end as Jordan Rudd knocks down the jumper. And the Tigers against the Pirates here have run off 11 straight to open the third quarter. And you see Jordan Rudd with 9 points, 3 boards, 4 assists, and 4 steals. And now a 10-second violation charged against Southwestern.
If you thought the Tigers were going to let up their relentless defense just because they're up by 41, you are mistaken.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that with such limited action this year, is Milton's going to knock down the tray, and Trinity's 14-0 run here to start the third quarter, 54-13. I was going to say, with so limited action, you know, you've only got 2 games after this, you really can't let up much. Toro gets the board. It's blocked by Coleman. She goes back up with it. And now Coleman almost got the feed from Ackerman, but a nice job stepping in front by Fullenwider. Here's the SCAC leading scorer. Pratt's now for 3. Front rim, no good. Board by Coleman. Fullenwider, the leading scorer in the conference, still sitting on 0. Julia Ackerman We'll get the dish from Jordan Rudd, and she's got 5. And honestly, that may be it that we see from the starters. What a feed there from Jordan Rudd as you see the behind the basket replay. And we'll get another early timeout here from the Pirates. 6:53 left in the third. All Trinity to this point. Trinity 24 of 44, and Southwestern 5 of 25. When your opponent has as many makes as you've taken shots, it's not going to be a great day for you. And right now, Trinity leaving the starting 5 out there. I imagine they'll get pulled at the 5-minute mark, but 16-0 run here to start the third. And I think more than anything, I mean, Southwestern, as you said, 2-6 coming in, but they played quite a few games this year where they were competitive, losing by a bucket or 2. So they could have been a team that was maybe sitting at, 5-3 instead of 2-6, but they have not played since 1 month ago today, so 28 days since they last played in February, and it's just such a different field to have to not only play, but then play against a team that defensively works as hard as Trinity does. And that's going to be a 3-point foul. Julia Ackerman stepping in the way, and Fullenwider will finally get a chance to put some points on the board here from the foul line. She's only 0 for 2 from the day. Second foul on Ackerman. See, 18 minutes played and just big goose egg so far. And finally, a crooked number on the board for the SCAC's leading scorer, and an accomplishment for Fullenwider as the 5'5" guard from Abilene. We'll get one more. And knocks down the trio, so three-pointer the extremely difficult way, although it is the charity stripe free throw lane, so should be easier than it sounds. And on the other end of it, Ashley Milton missing the 3 from the top of the key. Southwestern having scored for the first time here in the second half on those free throws, unable to put up back-to-back possessions with scoring opportunities. So that one hits off the back end, no good by Edwards. Jordan Rudd, short, gets her own board, kicks out, and taken by Fullenwider, but she couldn't do anything with it. That one's going to go to Coleman. Coleman's got 19 after her 20-point performance the other night, and she's now 9 of 10 from the field.
Yeah, you can see why she was named the SCAC Women's Basketball Player of the Week.
Quick 3 pull, off the mark. And an offensive foul. Sandercock charges into Daniel. Get another look at it. And, excuse me, that was Toro, I believe, that crashed into Daniel. And for Toro, her 4th. and they've given her a tech as well. So a third foul, and then the fourth being the tech.
Yeah, you can see some frustration starting to boil over for Southwestern after another turnover, given a technical foul for her reaction.
Under 5 to play, they're going to take a media timeout. And we'll wait on the free throws. 61-16. We'll take the timeout with them. We'll be back in just a bit. And welcome back. At the foul line is going to be Ashley Milton, and she'll be shooting the technical fouls. Knocks down the first. She'll get one more. And that'll be Trinity ball. 6 points, 6 boards. And Tigers now 8 of 14 from the line. And substitutions for the Tigers. And it'll be Shipley, Henry, Ackerman, Simmons, and Daniel in for the Tigers. Atkinson, Roberts, Fullenwider, Carney, and Pratts for Southwestern. Skipped over to Henry near corner inside, and a fantastic give and go pass by Simmons off the low block. Henry's shot partially blocked. Keep it alive for the Tigers. Now shot clock down to 4. And Ackerman will get the running layup. And it'll be a 3-point possession, counting the technical foul. And Ackerman now up to 5 points on the day.
2 great passes from Simmons on that possession. One didn't result in the basket, but that second one did. She's drawing the attention down on the block and passing it out to her teammates.
Pratts knocks down the 13-footer, and she's got 7 points on 3 of 12 shooting. Ackerman's last shot, she got to 7 points, 3 of 4 shooting. Now inside for Shipley, she's already in double figures. Kick out to Simmons. Her running hook won't go. Rebound Southwestern, it'll be Roberts pulling it down. Now looking for somebody to pass out to, it'll be Fullenwider taking it. Pratt dribbling through the lane, kicks out. Carney from the base 3, no good. Rebound for Shipley, and she'll push forward up to Henry. Simmons fouled and makes the shot. It'll be a 3-point play opportunity for Kelly Simmons, and the 6-foot junior to the line. Foul will be on Fullenwider. And the bounce pass. Great handles there from Simmons. Getting down low to pick that one up. And she's got 7 points and 7 boards in just 11 minutes played.
Yeah, really filling up the stat sheet.
Shipley gets the rebound, and she'll be fouled.
That's Trinity's 15th offensive rebound on the day.
So the foul happened on the floor. Annie Gillett and Maggie Robbins checking into the game. Shipley on the far wing. Maggie Robbins cutting inside. Little 2-ball with Shipley. Shipley's shot in and out, no good. Rebound for Roberts. Now Prats will dribble through. And forcing the issue. Passing it off to Carney. Her shot, no good. Rebound for Shipley. And Shipley now with 4 boards. Roberts too strong. Rebound. The 8th of the day for Simmons. And she's drawing close to a double-double. She'll have an opportunity to get points 8 and 9 at the foul line. That'll be a 3rd foul on Roberts.
It'll be 2 shots for Kelly Simmons.
And her struggles at the foul line continue now, 1 for 4. Simmons and Shipley combined 5 for 12 from the line. The rest of the Tigers are 3 for 4 and make it 6 for 13 for the duo, and 2 for 5 now for Simmons. The make gives the Tigers the full court press. Shipley will be fouled. And the frustration apparent now for Southwestern.
But you know, even in a game like this where Trinity's running away with it, we are, of course, in a tournament, so Trinity will hope to move on. And something that they can definitely improve on is that free throw percentage you were talking about. Just 9 for 17 on the year. They are shooting just 64% from the free throw line. So when you do come to those games that are closer at the end, that can become pivotal, and they'll need to make sure that they can knock it down from the stripe.
Yeah, it's the only thing really keeping Trinity away from a perfect season so far this year. Their 2 losses to Colorado College, basically you could say were lost at the foul line. They struggled in the second loss that went to overtime. And in the first game, they could have made it a lot closer, as somehow Trinity saves that from being a turnover. They'll settle into an offensive rhythm.
Going back to the free throw discussion, something that is interesting about the empty gym is you're used to, as a player, having the fans boo or clap or something during the free throws, but right now it's completely silent. It's the quietest moment of the game when somebody goes to the line, so that could also get in their head, just as a loud crowd can, a quiet, empty crowd can as well.
They're going to say it was last touched by Southwestern. And so it will be Trinity ball. 13 on the shot clock. Feed inside for Shipley. Her shot no good. Sandercock with a good defense. And now a foul, I believe, on Shipley. Correction, change that to Gilliott. Her first. And Pratt will dribble through again. Good look. Carney go to the line after unable to complete the 3-point play opportunity, so she'll shoot 2.
Pratt has been able to beat the press these last couple of possessions and get to where she wants and dishing it out, but her teammates haven't capitalized throughout the game.
Carney knocks down the free throw, and her first points of the evening. Gilliott charged with her second. And that one's going to be off the fingertips of Sandercock. Sandercock, 4 or 5 shooting on the day. Really, statistically, the only thing that looks normal there, I guess, for Southwestern is the team is 7 of 32 overall. She's 4 of 5, and the rest of the team is 3 for 27. Robbins and Shipley playing off the wing. Well, they give back to the top of the key, and Sam Henry. And Henry's going to drive, little left hook floater, no good. It was strong off the back iron. And the rebound now for Vaughn, who's just checked in. And Ariane Vaughn, freshman from Pflugerville, taking point now for the Pirates. As Pratt momentarily strips it away, but shot clock didn't change, so just a loose ball recovered by the Tigers. Kick out, Gilliott for three. No good, rebound to Fullenwider, and she's able to find Vaughn, who throws it away. Robbins with the travel.
Just before that trouble, you had a missed three by the Tigers. That's another area where they can improve on. They're shooting just 25%, just 4 of 16 made today. So it's been mostly their relentless defense, which you can see right there again with the steal from Henry, but the relentless defense and their offensive rebounds that have let them run away with the game, but they can improve at the free throw line and at the three-point line.
And Shipley missing on a three there. Pratt's with the board. She'll dribble down to the other side and wait for her team to get set. Sinnercock down low block. She's now triple teamed, and she looks to put it up, and she'll draw the foul. She'll go to the line to shoot two. 8.5 seconds left to play here, third quarter. And we're almost 10 minutes away from the conclusion of this one. Trinity just won for their last 9, 0 of their last 7, haven't scored in 2.5 minutes. Meanwhile, Sinnercock now 9 points on the day, and her first trip to the line is successful. They are 8 of 10, the Pirates are, from the foul line. I'll make it 9 of 11, so doing a great job from the stripe. Henry passes down to Simmons. She's blocked out of bounds, 1.3 to play. Tiger inbound from underneath the basket. This would usually be a pop-out three. It'll be Simmons. She'll put up the floater. They're going to say no good. We'll see if we've got an extra look at this, as though we'll probably check it anyway. It was Shipley that shot it. And we'll go to the fourth quarter. And in between, I'm sure we'll see a replay of the shot at the buzzer and see if she got it off in time. We'll be back on the Tiger Network in just a bit. A fantastic look right there. She just misses getting that one off. The ball still on the fingertips. As we are about to start the fourth quarter, it'll be Trinity 68, Southwestern 23. And we'll see if Trinity does put their starting five back out there. They've only played a handful of minutes. Or if Coach Cameron Hill will keep out those that were just on the court. Trinity just under 50% shooting, 45% officially, 27 of 60, and that's 21% there for the Pirates. Although you look at that and I'd say the free throw shooting there for Southwestern, something to be, if you're looking for positives on the day, it's a very good job no matter what the situation. 9 of 11 as a team. And we'll start the fourth quarter here from Calgar Gymnasium in San Antonio. Will be Gilliott, Robbins, Putnam, Wise, and Hale for the Tigers. That one deflected out and will stay Trinity ball. We'll reset the shot clock down to 20. Wise had it at the top of the key, gives for Robbins. She pulls the three. couldn't keep it straight, and it's off the side of the rim. Rebound again for Pratt, who awkwardly loses handles there and not called for a double, so continue on. It's Edwards, far side, dribbling around top of the key now. Feed in, Sandercock. Turning on Hale, can't get the shot to fall. A rare miss from her. She's now 4 of 6. She's the only Pirate in double figures. She has 10. Quick pull for Gilead from 3, and she's got it. The emergency goalkeeper for the women's soccer team, knocking down the triple. And that'll be a fantastic job by Prats to get her feet in and keep that from an over and back. And then she knocks down the floater. She's got 9.
Yeah, right there she drove into the middle of the defense, but instead of kicking it out, she took it herself and got her 9th point of the game. 8 and 9 points of the game.
Putnam driving the lane. That looked good. She's got 5 points. And we have a injury substitution here as Prats awkwardly runs to the sideline.
And Prats leads the Pirates with 29 minutes played, so she's been in most of the game.
Yeah, only pulled out once until now. Kick out. Toro short on the jumper. That's going to bounce around. Putnam's going to come up with it and grab the board. Be her second. Gilead fires back to Putnam, who can't handle it cleanly. Comes up with it. Gives it for Hale. Drives the lane. The redirection may have forced her to be long on the layup. Southwestern will grab the board and push back down as we approach under 8. Fullenwider trying to get past Robbins. Kicks it over for Toro. And Gilead reading that play perfectly, almost setting it up, and she'll have an easy basket. She's got 5, all coming here in the 4th.
You saw in that possession the Tigers immediately double Fullenwider as soon as she gets the ball. She goes possessions on end sometimes right there. Even though the Pirates were able to put it in, Sandercock, Fullenwider goes possessions without touching the ball. And I was able to talk to senior Annie Wise, who has the ball right now, earlier today, and she talked about how the Tigers built their game plan around stopping Fullenwider, and so far, so good. She only has 3 points, and she's only put up 3 shots, so they're really quieting her on offense.
Gilead drives the lane and has 7. And I think, it's 2 things. One, it's a testament to how much respect I think they gave Fullenwider, that they, almost created the game plan as she pulls from about 2 feet beyond the NBA 3. You can barely see it on your screen, but there's a thin stripe for the NBA 3 line there. And she was about 2 feet beyond that. But how much respect they had for somebody like her. Admitting that, Southwestern has a player who can basically score 40 at any moment. On any given day, she can go for 40, and then kind of adjusting the game plan for that.
Yeah, she averages 17 points a game as she pulls up right there. Another miss. But yeah, she's the Pirates' leading scorer, and she's just been quieted so far today.
Last possession down, Maggie Robbins with her first 2 of the day. And the first year out of Plano officially on the board now for the Tigers. Annie Wise, the only member on the floor currently that's still without a shot attempt and without a point.
Yeah, and Wise last game is coming off her career high in points with 10.
Toro sneaks into the lane, nice inbound feed. Her first field goal, she's 1 for 5. She has 4 points. Robbins kicks over, far wing now for Wise. She's looking for the cut. It's Putnam, kicks it back out. Hale, baseline 3 in the corner, knocks it down. And Hale now with 5.
We talked a little bit earlier about how the Tigers play a lot of their roster. So far, 14 players have played, but of those, 11 have scored. So everybody is producing, putting points on the board, and getting valuable in-game experience.
And Gilead now 4 of 6 shooting. She's 2 of 4 from downtown. It's a 6-0 run over the last 30 seconds, and it's 10 points now for Gilead. And that's 10 points here in the 4th quarter. strong final frame from Anna Gilliott, the junior out of South Lake Carroll.
And with 85 points, the Tigers just topped their scoring output for the entire year. They had 84 points against Schreiner a couple weeks ago, but they now have 85 points, so really lighting it up today.
Yeah, you look at the Tigers last week and this week, and I'd say that this is a team that's finally clicking. The losses that they had, it was the first home games of the year to Colorado College. Team didn't look like what we had seen in the past. They definitely didn't look like the team that had just gone to the NCAA playoffs. And now they look like a team that if we were having an NCAA season, as Pratt knocks down a jumper, she's 5 of 14, now double figures with 11 points. But if the NCAA was having a postseason, Tigers look like they would definitely belong there with how they've been playing lately, as Leong with her first bucket as she's checked in.
Yeah, and Josh, it just goes to show the dominance that the Tigers have had over the last several years with their women's basketball program. You've mentioned that they haven't exactly been on this year, but this is still their 6th consecutive season being the top seed in the SCAC tournament. So they've had a little bit of an off year, but even their off years are pretty good.
Leong with the jumper coming up short. It's going to be Edwards pulling on the board, looking to get around. That one narrowly avoiding the over and back. Again, the men's game postponed until Sunday, and we hope that we get a chance to play that one. Protocol testing for the men's team looking to come in, and they're hoping that they get the results they need so that they can play on Sunday. But we've got a lot of action this weekend still. We had some games canceled and postponed, but we've also got quite a few things going on. Let's take a look now. Tomorrow, 10 a.m., wake up with us. Grab your coffee, maybe some donuts on the weekend. 10 a.m. kickoff here as we will play the last home game of the season for the football team as they take on Hendricks. And the Tigers with the second longest win streak in Division III in the nation. They've got 9 in a row. They're looking for 10. And then tomorrow at noon, you can catch women's tennis action. And then on Sunday, soccer team returning to action for the first time here since 2019, as they'll take their home opener against the Pirates. And Southwestern fans will have that one for you. 1 o'clock on Sunday. And then the change from the men's game, we hope to have it before too long. And then a quick look at the seeding, as we mentioned earlier. TOU already advancing. Trinity and Southwestern, the only other game right now today. Schreiner and Austin await the winner of this one. Will be Trinity, unless something absolutely crazy happens. We'll be hosting them next week. And then Colorado College and Dallas will be playing tomorrow. As we go back to live action.
Yeah, and because Trinity is the top seed in the tournament, if they win, they will host every game. So the road to the SCAC title goes through San Antonio.
As we were away right there, Leong knocked down her second field goal. She's got 4 points, and then the foul against Roberts will send her to the line. Gilliott's got 4 fouls. Or team foul number 4, but Gilliott now fouls out. She racked up 10 points in a hurry and also racked up 5 fouls in a hurry. So Maggie Robbins will check back in. It'll be Nelson, Robbins, Putnam, Wise, and Leong for the Tigers. Roberts, Toro, Fullenwider, Pratt, and Lewis for the Pirates. Roberts knocks down the first, looking to make it a pair. And hits it a little too long, but the offensive board by Lewis gives way to Fullenwider, and she knocks down the 3, doubling her effort. She has 6. Quick foul by Fullenwider.
Josh, you were just mentioning all the great action that's going on this weekend for Trinity. If you are curious, the volleyball match I mentioned earlier, Colorado College took the second set, and they are currently leading the third set 21-19, so looks like an upset might be brewing up in Colorado College, as the Trinity Tigers are ranked first in the nation, and Colorado College is ranked fourth, but Trinity is currently down.
Yeah, it's always tough to play up at Colorado College, and I'd say it's even tougher when you go in with the target on your back of being the #1 team in the country. Everybody wants to knock you off then. And Addison Putnam with another bucket. She's got 7 on 3 of 5 shooting.
That's another great drive by Putnam. She had one just earlier this quarter, getting to the basket easily.
Pratt's cutting through, can't get it to fall, but Roberts is the only one that really had eyes for that rebound, and she knocks it down. That's her first field goal. She's got 3 points, go along with 4 boards. Putnam trying to drive out of everything.
I think it'd be nice to point out that the Pirates have just 2 seniors on their squad, and they're both out on the court right now in what might be their last action in their collegiate careers. Erin Toro and Noelle Prats.
Yeah, the NCAA granting another year of eligibility, so I'm not sure of their intentions, but if it is their final game, on one way, not the way you want to go out, but both have played exceptionally hard here today. Toro with 4 points and Prats with 11. Toro also 5 boards on the afternoon. Fullenweider launches from middle of the arc.
And Pratt's really pouring her heart out. If it is her last game, she's played 33 minutes, and we'll have to see if this is the end of her career, but if it is, it's one she could be proud of.
Yeah, finished 4th in the nation, or 4th in the conference here in scoring. Not a bad feat during the regular season. And again, I think just so much changes not having played in a month. I mean, you know, if Southwestern would have been able to play last week and maybe knock off some of the rust, you know, what do they look like today? You know, those types of things. But as Leong had knocked down another jumper, she's 3 of 4 shooting, 6 points on the previous possessions. We're under 2 to play here, 93-37. And this is where you miss the student section. Student section, even though there would be nothing for 100, be clamoring for the free tacos. Leong, once again, I believe she traveled. She did.
Are you saying we don't get free tacos today, Josh?
Well, as always here at Trinity, everybody, all paid attendance gets free tacos when we score over 100, so we'll just keep that going. Since Trinity hasn't charged for attendance in, well, at least the last 20 years, I don't think we ever actually had to pay out on that.
Might be something we have to look into.
Checking into the game for the first time today is Cameron James. That one slipping through her fingers and out of bounds. And also checking in is Mia Paz. Emily Nelson dribbling all herself. Kick out. Leong for 3. Off the back rim. Rebound for Southwestern. Minute 15 to play. Trinity's made 9 of their last 11. As Pratt drives in, knocks down the shot. 6 of 16, 13 points on the day. Nelson's going to pull it out a little bit. Toro defending. She'll start driving in. Robbins for 3. Back iron. No good. Rebound by Putnam, and then James right there to tie her up. And it'll be Southwestern ball.
You'd love to see the Pirates putting full effort, even despite the scoreboard, never giving up.
I mentioned Southwestern 2-6 on the regular season. Their season will end at 2-7. Trinity will move to 8-2. They'll be riding a 6-game win streak into next week, where we will face the Southwestern, or the Shriner versus Austin College winner. Shriner hosting that game this weekend. And so it could be another showdown with either the Mountaineers, we just saw 2 of those games last week, or with Austin College, who we'd just seen right before the winter storm happened.
I think this is a real message sent by the Tigers to either of those teams. They beat Shriner both times just last week, and they beat Austin College in the one game they were able to play at the beginning of February, and I think both teams definitely are going to be on the lookout seeing this result today.
Yeah, the matchup that you want to see again is maybe hosting Colorado College once again, seeing where you are now compared to where you were then. Both Shriner and Austin, though, I think very talented teams, so you can't overlook them. But, if it does set up for a SCAC championship against Colorado College, that'd be the revenge game that the Tigers would need. There's James looking around and trying to feed it onto the inside, and Vaughn is going to get fouled. So Vaughn, I believe, is going to go to the line. Fouls on Robbins. And of course, you can keep up to date with all the action around the conference on SCACsports.com. And Vaughn knocking down the pair. Onto the scoreboard. Robbins will pull it out. Differential on the shot clock, and now a kick ball. And I believe the shot clock's going to reset, so there will be a 0.7 second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. And the Tigers can pretty much hold it out to the final second. Andy Wise breaking through and a little too excited off the back of the glass. Now Pratt's down the other way. With the layup, she's got 15. And that should do it. 93-43 will be your final. Quickly looking at the hometown scoreboard. Haley Coleman, 19 points on 9 of 10 shooting. Annie Gilliott with 10 points all in the fourth quarter. Maggie Shipley had 10 at the break, scores 11 in the game. 9 points for Jordan Rudd, 8 for Kelly Simmons, and on Southwestern side, it was Pratt's leading the way with 15. Sandercock with a strong day, 5 of 7 from the field. She finished with 12, 6 points from Fullenwider, and 4 from Toro. She and Pratt's the 2 seniors, and that will do it for us from San Antonio. And Brian, your final thoughts here from Calgary Gymnasium.
Yeah, I'm very impressed by the Tigers' performance right from the get-go. They showed tremendous excitement and energy, put a lot of pressure on the Pirates, and they could never really recover. I'm looking at the box score right here, and no Tiger player played more than 20 minutes, and they were still able to win by 50, getting their starters some good rest, and as they move on to the next round of the SCAC tournament, let's see if they can keep up that pressure on defense and continue to perform on the court.
And we'll have that one for you next week. Game is probably going to be on Friday, but as I said, check either TrinityTigers.com or SCACsports.com for the official game time, and we will have it for you here on Tiger Network. And for Brian, Sam, and Morgan, and Katie, and Chong, and Jacob, I thank you for tuning in, and you've been watching the Tiger Network here live from Trinity University, and we'll see you for the second round next week. Take care.